Hey guys, Chris here again with BustedKnuckleDIY, and I got a question for you. Does your shelf sag underneath your sink? Let's get wrenching. Oh hell, I can fix that. Honey, can you bring me a Band-Aid, please? Alright, as you can see here, there is a huge sag in the board here. I don't think there's a brace underneath it. The sink at one point in time was leaking. We got all that taken care of. So let's get this wretched old contact paper off of here. Yep, definitely rotted wood here. So let's get the Sawzall, I guess, and see if we can get it out. Okay, before we bust out the power tools, this thing's pretty rotted in here. We're just gonna kind of go at it by hand and see what we can rip out, like that. And then I've also got my hammer. Alrighty, hammer. P.S. This is gonna get loud. We actually hit some good wood. Yay! Not that much, but some. There's a 2x4 in here crossways. I don't know what the heck's going on with that. Why am I not surprised? Crappy work from someone that was here before me. Let's just... You can see we're busting out huge pieces of it. Old plumbing pipe underneath there. There is some kind of a board underneath there. There we go. So I'll pop that right here in the center, hopefully you can see it, and lift it up on it. And there's a big piece. Anyway, guys, you can see here that there's no cross supports on this at all or anything like that, so just pick you up and shine you in here. Anyway, I'm going to finish ripping this thing out, and we're going to take some measurements, cut some new wood, and get a new shelf in here. A little bit of a difference there. We cleaned everything up, and we bleach cleaned the old flooring underneath the shelf because of mold and mildew. Anytime you have water, you want to get that taken care of, guys. Mold and mildew can be toxic and harmful to your family, so it's very, very important that you get it cleaned up, killed, and taken care of. Anyway, now what we're going to do is make a trip out to the hardware store, buy a new board to do our shelf here, and some nice white contact paper, and put the shelf back in. Alright, so we got all the flooring cleaned up, and you can see I've cut this cross brace we're going to put in. Just to give our new shelf some support. So what we're going to do is go ahead and pilot that out with our drill here, because we are going to go on a bit of an angle here and just toe nail right into this MDF here. Doesn't have to be anything super strong. So anyway, I'm going to get that done, get it nailed down, or screwed down in this case, and then we'll go ahead and cut the shelf. Alright guys, if you're like me and you don't cut particularly straight with a circular saw, you can do this nifty little trick. Now this board happens to be 24 wide, which works out great, and it has factory squared edges, which also works out great. So I have clamped my square, my big framing square, on here, setting the distance for the blade to allow the guide of the circular saw to ride right along that ruler and give us a nice clean cut. So anyway, we're going to cut that off, and then we'll keep on rolling. Alright guys, and using that little trick, you can see I've got my square on the board. And that is a nice square straight cut. Anyway, we're going to make one more cut on this thing, and then get it installed. Alright, so we took our measurements, cut out our shelf, cut out the notch for the piping and all that stuff, and I cut this shelf in half and put it in two pieces. And the reason we did that is because you can see there, the wall that the shelf rests against is, a good ½ inch deeper than the edge of the cabinet. We would have had a hell of a time getting the shelf in here if it were one piece. So being two pieces isn't going to hurt it at all, and you're never going to see the seam because we're going to cover it up with the contact paper anyway. So let's put that shelf liner in, and then Mrs. Busted Knuckle can reload her cabinet. There it is, guys. The shelf liner's on, the contact paper, whatever you choose to call it. Looks great. Good and strong, unlike our last one. That one's not going anywhere for a while, so anyway, I'm gonna get the lights out of here, turn it back over to Mrs. Busted Knuckle, and let her load it back up. Yeah, guys, that's the way you fix the shelf under the sink. Like I said, doing it in two pieces like that allows you to not have to take the face off the cabinet. So, hope you learned a few things. There's lots of ways to go about projects like this, but that's how we do it here at Busted Knuckle. Guys, if you haven't done it yet, hit that subscribe button. Turn on all notifications, as we got a lot of great content coming up for you. Throw us a thumbs up, hit us in the comments, and in the description box below, I'll include links to our Facebook page and our email address if you want to drop us a line. Guys, till next time, this is Chris for Busted Knuckle, saying, keep wrenching.